Angelz, it's Lookin' Bratz, aka Dom. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, then welcome. On this channel, I like to cover all types of doll content, but of course, if you couldn't tell by my username, I am a little bit of a Bratz bias, and I created lookinbratz.com, which is the largest Bratz database on the internet, and it also acts as a blog and like an archive of products. It's a whole thing, and yeah, there's a lot of updates coming with that, so stay tuned. It's going to get revamped in a really cool way. I'm really excited to see what the future holds for lookinbratz.com, and I branched out into YouTube, obviously, and social media and stuff. So on my YouTube channel, I like to cover like dolls and do doll reviews, and I am so happy and excited because if you didn't watch my last Bratz review, MGA sent me the Bratz Pretty in Punk and Series 3 dolls, and I am so excited to do videos on them, review them. I have a whole bunch of content planned. I've literally, like, the past 2 days have just been like content, like just creating for the upcoming Bratz launches, and just such exciting launches. Thank you again to the Bratz team at MGA for gifting these to me. And also, before we get into the video, you might hear some background noise. You might hear a leaking noise because my AC is leaking, and it's also on because it's hot up here in my room. But if you couldn't tell by the title of this video, we are going to unbox and review the brand new Bratz Series 3 dolls. And just to like really get into it, we have Miss Dana, Fianna, Tiana, Felicia, and Koby. Now, I have been really loving what Bratz has been doing with these sort of core series reproductions. So I love Bratz, obviously. I love these dolls. And I know that there's been like a rough and rocky patch, and I say this in my Pretty in Punk video. I go off on a whole rant about like how people have like treated the Bratz brand, both, you know, like the fans and just casual people, and also the company. Like, it's been like a weird road for the past 8 years almost. So to see the Bratz brand in a spot that feels a lot healthier than what it's been in, like, you know, the past 8 years or so, it's really nice to see that as a Bratz fan. Bratz, over the past 22 years, has gone through so much. Like, I don't think people understand, like, how many, like, it's so weird. Like, it's like revivals and, like, not like reboots, but like soft reboots in between. And Bratz has always been a brand about like sort of almost reinventing itself constantly, even when it was like in its prime before all of these major reboots. I feel like Bratz was always about like reinvention and like sort of staying on trend, or trend forecasting and all of that. So it's interesting to see where the Bratz brand is right now, and honestly, I think it's been in the best state it's been. That leak is gonna, I hate the noise. I hope it's not too loud. But I feel like it's in like the best state it's been in such a long time. And I feel like last fall was such a strong season. Like, I was so impressed with Girls Night Out and the Series 2 reproductions and Kokaya and Moa Lola. Like, it just all felt so naturally Bratz. And I feel like I hope they just continue on that path of just being really true to the brand and really understanding the brand DNA. And I'm really excited for Series 3 because, as you may already know, if you don't know already, the series reproductions, it sort of starts out with the first edition reproductions, which you can kind of get a glimpse of over here. So the very first edition dolls, they got reproduced to sort of start off this new era of Bratz. And those are the original debut looks of Chloe, Yasmin, Sasha, Jade, and also Cameron was the boy in that collection. And then as we got into 2022, we were expecting the flaunted reproductions, but those got replaced with the Series 2 reproductions, which reintroduced a lot of characters. We got Meygan, Nevra, Kiana, Kumi, and we also got Dylan. And now we have another batch of characters that they are reintroducing to the brand. Some of them aren't like reintroduced per se because they've been like appearing, but it's been like sort of like the core looks, I guess, like reestablishing like their core looks and personalities and all of that, because we've gotten Felicia twice now. We've gotten Dana once before. Meygan, we now have 3 dolls of, and Meygan has like probably the most reproductions of all the secondary characters at this point. And we also got, oh no, it's been a weird road. Kiana, Kumi, and Nevra we got before. We got Nevra with the Jimmy Paul doll. So yeah, some of these characters we've already been like reintroduced to, but these are kind of like reintroducing them as core characters, which I really love because it kind of is like less commitment, which I like prefer. Of like, if you're gonna reproduce a doll that maybe some people want, then having to like reproduce the entire collection is a lot of work. And honestly, I would rather get like single characters from these collections rather than the full collection, just because that's a lot of money. First of all, it's a lot of money for them to make the, you know, spend to make the dolls, and also a lot of money for Bratz fans to spend. And I'm sure there are some Bratz fans who wouldn't mind spending that kind of money, but I feel like this is a way to like really like bring back these characters and give them like a core look, reintroducing them. And also I'm hoping that at some point they're using this as like sort of to catapult the Bratz brand into a reboot of some sort. I'm really hoping we get new playline dolls, and I'm hoping that over time they use all of these characters that they're bringing back to the brand to implement them into a new playline. That's like just like my theory though of like what they're doing. And I did a whole like thread on Twitter of like what I suspected would happen with these like reproductions, but I'm really hoping it leads to like really good things for the Bratz brand. I'm very excited, and I think we just gotta like start getting into it. But we'll start off with Dana here, and this is a reproduction of the Funk and Glow 2nd edition Dana from 2003, and she's been like updated in a few different ways, and we'll get into it, especially when we open her in the package. But here she is. She has the 1st edition Chloe screening, and some people who got their hands on them via not technically legal ways, not that it's like illegal, but people would buy them off of like the like Chinese sites of like factory workers who would take the rejects and like take samples and sell them. Some of them looked a little wonky, but mine does look really good. And sorry, my glare, we'll take her out of the box so we don't get the glare too much. But I do actually have the original Dana from that collection, so we're gonna do some comparisons. And also, if you don't already know, I do photos and I post them on lookandbratz.com in the blog section. So series 3 will be getting its own review, so look forward to that. And by the time this video is up, it's gonna be posted at the same time. Now, where are my scissors? Also, before I forget, we also have a very fun playset reproduction, and it's the Funky Fashion Furniture Retro Swing Chair. And I also have this, so we will be doing comparisons to the original. But I'm really happy they reproduced this, and we'll get more into it as we open it. But we're also going to be opening this in this video, so we're getting a lot of cool reproductions from Bratz, and I'm so excited. So something interesting to note with the packaging is that in like the past few years, a lot of the Bratz reproductions have done the plastic shell, and then they would put the cardboard like as an insert. But this time around, it's like partially plastic, and then they put the cardboard around it, so it's not in the plastic shell, it's like an outside piece, so it's a little less plastic being used. I don't know, again, like I mentioned this in my Pretty and Punk review, I don't know how much good that does to the environment, but also I kind of prefer the look of the cardboard being on the outside. So that's just like a personal preference. Also, the back of Dana's box, I have to mention, they have like new artwork, and I'm really like shocked that they did new artwork for all of these characters, because I expected Dana's to be the same. Also, my original Dana has like broken hairs on the side, and it's bugging me. But that's like what happens with Saran, is like sometimes it just like breaks and frays, like especially when you buy the dolls used, which is why I love when they use nylon now. I know some people don't like nylon, but honestly, I think it's a really good fiber. And it's definitely like one of my favorites, especially with styling doll hair. But they do have new artwork, and it's all based off of the original artwork, so the posing and everything is the same as Dana's artwork from the original Funk and Glow collection, but they updated the hairstyle, of course, because her original hairstyle in the artwork was not the high ponytail. And they also updated the face, and I would say this line is more of like 2003. So I feel like we're going in like a progression. So the 2021 was like 2001, 2022 was 2002, and now 2023, I hate, 2023, I don't like 2023, that's a weird way to put it, is like 2003 type artwork, so it's interesting like the sort of progression we're on. So yeah. And then of course, I love this Bratz packaging. I think it's very classic. Of course, at some point, I'd love to see it a little bit more updated. Hopefully if they do like a reboot of some sort. But it's Dana. And it says on the back, "Hi, my name is Dana. My friends call me Sugar Shoes because when I step out, I do it sweet." So Dana has always had the Sugar Shoes nickname, and she's always had her icon, which is like the little shoe. That is classic Dana, but as we'll get into the other reproductions, some of the characters got some updates. And now, as I'm thinking about it, it's so weird that it doesn't feel like it's been that long since we got Series 2. But I mean, like, in theory, like, it has been a minute since we got Series 2. I want to say that was like October, so October to November, November, December. It was almost 9 months ago. So, yeah. I mean, it's like, I received these in June from MGA, so that was nice. So I love it because I get to like pre-make the content, because in my thing, obviously, if you've seen me on social media, you know that I do a ton of content when it comes to Bratz launches. So it's nice to like receive the dolls just a little bit earlier because I do a lot of content. And it's nice to like pre-plan the content and pre-film it. So I really appreciate when MGA like sends me stuff. Like, it's really nice, especially because like I do promote the brand like to the fullest extent. Also, I'm like unboxing the doll, but I didn't show you the poster. Here's the poster. And it's like the same format as the 2021, like 2001 poster, but it has the updated artwork for the 4 girls. So we have Fianna, Tiana, Dana, and Felicia. They all end in A. I just realized. And it says the girls with the passion for fashion. This artwork is just so cute. Like, I really like, I'm shook by this artwork. Like, I did not think that they were going to update all of it. Like, I thought Dana's was going to stay the same. But the fact that they updated it all, but it's just so, like, classic Bratz looking. Like, I adored this artwork so much. I really need to, like, maybe I should put it in my new office. I got a new office at work. So maybe I'll put it in my new office. Maybe I'll try to frame it or something. Ooh, I'm going to have to redo the ponytail. Okay, I'm going to try to tighten her ponytail just for this, for the purpose of showing you, but I kind of messed up her ponytail. But that's fine. I'm just going to pop her shoes back on. I love her first pair of shoes. I don't know if I've ever, like, had a pair in this color, but I love these, like, shoes. They're so cute. I love the straps on them, and I love them in this color. But here is Miss Dana. Bam, she's gorgeous, and I have a controversial opinion. Oh my goodness, her hair is like stuck on her. Alright, okay. Here she is. Yes. She has gorgeous premium nylon hair. That is the new standard for Bratz. If you're asking for Saran, I feel like it's a little unrealistic. Saran, it's just not as easy to source, especially in certain colors these days. And MGA has like completely switched to nylon at this point. Very few times they've used polypropylene on like Dream Ella, but that's like another story. And Dream Ella's over with now, I think. But nylon is the new standard, and honestly, I don't mind it. I feel like they've learned how to lay it down with Bratz, especially with like the head size being a little bit smaller, surprisingly, compared to like LOL and the Rainbow High dolls. But I think it looks really good. And here she is next to the original. Now I have to say, I feel like Bratz have always had a history of like looking wonky at times. And this Dana turned out really good. Like, this Dana looks really good. My original Dana also looks good, but I feel like this face looks a little bit more refined and refreshed compared to the original. And I love that they actually kept the glitter makeup. I was not expecting that, but they kept the glitter eyeshadow, and they also kept the glitter lips. And I don't know, it just looks a little bit more fresh in comparison to me. Her hairstyle looks really good. I did not realize her like wraparound was actually a braid, so that is fun. I love a good high pony, you already know. She has her gold top underneath, and these are all pieces recycled from various Funk and Glow dolls. I want to say, I feel like the jacket was originally Chloe's with the first edition of Funk and Glow, and then the other pieces, the top might have been Sasha's. I'm not sure. It was like Sasha's or Yasmin's, but you can find that out on lookinbratz.com. I've been like trying to document like where all of the pieces like were eventually like recycled, so it's been interesting like keeping track of that. But something to note, what's very different from series 3 to series 2 and series 1 is that they do have pierced ears. They have earrings. I don't know if they all have earrings, but Dana does have earrings. Series 2 did not come with any earrings, and they also did not come with purses or certain accessories. Like, they did not come with sunglasses. And here is her second outfit. So this did come with the Funk and Glow Dana, but it originally came out a year before with Funk and Glow Sasha. So I know for sure these pieces did come with Funk and Glow Sasha, and I do love these pieces. Like, I think this is such a cute outfit. Wow, there are so many plastic pieces, and this was my issue with series 2 as well, is that there was plastic ties like everywhere, like a ridiculous amount. And even after like I had unboxed series 2, I was finding plastic ties like all over my floor. I was still finding them in the clothing pieces. Like, this top alone I think has like 4 or 5 plastic ties in it, and I understand it's like to like put them on the package, like to secure them in, but wow, it's like, oh, I can't even like rip it because I'm scared of ripping the fabric. Yeah, cute second outfit. Love her second outfit. And then her second pair of shoes, I have it on my current like original Dana. It's so fun to like get them in like a fresh set though, like just fresh off the factory line. It's Dana's pair of shoes. And then like all of the series reproductions, she comes with the original Bratz comb. So this is the one that came with like the first few years worths of dolls before they switched over to the Mugler star shape. So some people were very confused by this and was like, why are they using this brush? But this is the original brush that came with the original Bratz dolls. And so honestly, not too many differences I'm noticing between my original and my reproduction, although I will obviously, like, some of the colors are a little bit more saturated, like the shoes for the second. Like, these just look like a fresher batch of paint, honestly. And I don't have all of her accessories. I do wish though she came with her hat, and I know this was a complaint with a lot of people, is that the cowboy hat really does make this look. And I have to agree, like, I love the cowboy hat, but I kind of understand why they have to kind of keep everything within a certain budget to keep the price low for the doll. So if they had to sacrifice the hat, I guess they had to sacrifice the hat. And the back of her jacket does not have the original detailing. So you can kind of see here on the back, she has her Sugar Shoes logo. And of course, when you pressed it, it lit up. But this is a cheaper doll. It's $25, and I don't know how much Funk and Glow is. I want to say back in the day it would have been like $29.99, like $30 doll or so, or even like, yeah, I would say it was probably like a $30 line. But obviously inflation, fabrics, materials, everything has changed, and it's been 20 years now since this Dana came out. That's weird. But yeah, it's been 20 years since this Dana came out. A lot of things have changed with doll production, so it's unrealistic to expect quite the same, and not, it's not gonna happen. But honestly, a solid reproduction, and I'm glad mine has like good eyes. I don't know if they're all gonna like look as good. I know that there'll probably be like wonky batches. Honestly though, like comparing her facially to my original, it just looks a little bit more refined, and I'm liking the lip shape a little better. Like, it just looks like it was sprayed on better. And these do use the original method, which is the spray method. And I know some people like find that hard to believe, but it's the truth. So, and they also use the original 2001 head sculpt. So they've completely ditched the UV print. They've ditched stamping as far as I'm concerned. And they've also ditched the revised head sculpt that they were using for the UV print. So if anybody's telling you otherwise, they are lying, and I don't know why. But yeah, pretty cute reproduction. I do enjoy her. Seeing them side by side is so weird. And I have to say, like, I'm really excited for the reproduction. And I was surprised that they chose this Dana to reproduce. I was not expecting that. Like, I did not think we were going to get, like, a Funk and Glow doll. So that was an interesting choice. I honestly was expecting Funk Out Dana for some reason, because that was kind of like, or even Style Dana, but Style Dana is so common. Like, I'm kind of glad we didn't get Style Dana, even though it would have been nice to have her with nylon hair as opposed to polypropylene hair, because that was a weird time. The Style dolls, for the most part, had Kanekalon and polypropylene hair. What a time. But yeah, I think Dana's a really cute doll. I'm pleased with her. I like her. But next up, we have Fianna. And when I say, like, I expected Funk Out Dana, like, I think it's because we got Funk Out Fianna that we did not get Funk Out Dana. But Funk Out Fianna makes sense, like 100% makes sense. And I will explain why in just a moment. But here she is in her box. Dana had the blue box, and so she has more of like a purple pink box. I do love this logo a lot. I love how like holographic these boxes are, but when I try to do content, like, they're just super duper reflective. But here is her back of the box, and her artwork is very similar to her original artwork, and I'll try to put a picture here somewhere if I have it. But her skin obviously more accurately reflects the doll itself, and it's been more 2003ified, whereas the Funk Out dolls were like 2004 type artwork. But yeah, Fianna's name, her nickname, and her icon have stayed the same, of course. And it says, "Hi, my name is Fianna. My friends call me Fragrance because I'm as sweet as I smell." So classic Fianna there. And we're gonna go ahead and we're going to open her. Also, I have to point out, I love the bottom of the boxes. Also, I'll be posting the barcodes to my blog post, so if you're looking for barcodes, check it out there. But I love how they included the artwork and the logo down here. Like, it's just such a cute little detail. I am saving the backs of the boxes, like 100%. Also, I love how it says Meet the Bratz, and it tells you to go to Bratz.com, but Bratz.com has not been updated in almost 3 years. And there's like nothing on it, quite literally, except a graphic, like a replaying video. So MGA, if you want to hire anybody to redo your website. Also, I messed up this poster, but it's the same poster, like, no biggie. They all come with the same poster except for Koby, who's going to come with his own individualized poster. It would have been cool if they did have individual posters, but I get why they don't. Like, it's not necessary. I'm gonna have a lot of vacuuming to do after this, and I'm gonna have to suck up all of these little plastic bits. But let's get into Fianna. So Fianna is a reproduction of the Funk Out Fianna doll from 2004. And I do have the original. And funny enough, the original I have is it was from the MGA office when they were doing like their warehouse sales and stuff. And so it's nothing special. It's a regular Funk Out Fianna, but you can definitely see the difference between the two. I don't know if it's like the lighting or the way that they're mixing the plastic, but for some reason her new skin tone looks a little bit like lighter in comparison. Not like too light, but just slightly lighter. But here's Funk Out Fianna. She has the Style and Salon and Spa 2nd edition Fianna screening. And of course, if you don't already know, there's a lot of controversy with her forehead because she's always known to have a big forehead. And they use this screening for this doll for the Style and Salon and Spa, and they also used it on the Sunkissed Summer playset doll for Fianna. And then a few years later, they actually sort of revised it a little bit, and it kind of looks a little bit more like this, like the Hot Summer Days Fianna playset version. And I love this like refined version. Like, it looks so good. Like, it just looks I feel like it's the same deal with like the Funk Out not funk out. I feel like it's the same deal with the Funk and Glow Dana's reproduction. It just looks a little bit more refined, and I have to say, I love it when Bratz lips have like that line in the middle and they curve up just a little bit onto the top lip. Like, I don't know, that's how I feel like it's like a really authentic Bratz feeling to me. But I do think she looks stunning, and let's get her out of the box. Her shoes plopped off. I love this shoe mold, by the way. A lot of plastic pieces again. Just like be very careful. Try not to rip them. Try to just snip them. I would also recommend like a cuticle clipper. Like those are pretty good for snipping, especially like when you're trying to get close to the back of the head. She comes with the brush, of course. All right. I'm already seeing a lot of differences, and I feel like the differences are pretty clear as day. As long as you, I mean, if you're colorblind, you don't have to worry about this. And I mean that seriously. But you can see that obviously the differences with the face and the way that it's been applied. It looks a lot more refined and better on Series 3 Fianna, in my opinion. It looks a lot more like the Hot Summer Days version. And obviously there's a lot of differences in color, so the denim isn't quite the same, but again, that's a matter of sourcing fabrics. It's not going to be the same as it was almost 19 years ago. And the shawl is more purple, like a very much like a plum purple, whereas this one's a little bit more of like a burgundy color on the original. The tops are very different in color, but they look about the same with the fit. And I do love this top. Like, I think this outfit is like one of my favorites from like that early era of Bratz. And it's a more like a plum color, like on the original, I feel like a plum burgundy, and it's a lot more like of a brighter purple. Like, I hope I'm explaining that correctly. Like, it's just very purple, very, very purple on the new one. Shoe colors are different. Like on the sandal part, it's a lot more of like a purpley color where it looks like a more of a plum burgundy on the original. The pants on the top look almost the same. It's a little bit more sparkly on the flowers on the original. The belts, there's more green, I feel. There's like a green cord on the new belt, where I don't really see that on the original. Oh, it is green, yeah. It's a bit more of like a bright green, I would say, in comparison. I'm gonna do photo comparisons as well, so don't worry about it. The earrings are pretty much the same though. I really do like the new one, and I feel like it's probably just a matter of like, it's harder to source the fabrics like the originals had, so I understand why there's color differences. And I feel like some people might question why this Fianna got reproduced, and I feel like very simply, like, I think it is her very first doll with two outfits, was Funk Out Fianna, but also I think this one is the most recognizable because of the TV series, where she does have this outfit on for all of her appearances, and also they reused her character model in the show and the movies a lot, so this one is more recognizable in my opinion. And I do love this Fianna, and I'm glad that they reduced her forehead, although there are some people who complained about that, and I feel like sometimes people are just complaining to complain. Like, why are we complaining about a forehead reduction? Not to say like, you know, a big forehead is bad. I feel like I have a big forehead, but I feel like it looks really good. Like, it looks a lot more better and refined with this new doll. And I will say her hair is gelled down quite a bit, so I might do a separate video on like how I wash the doll hair for nylon, because I remember last year I was getting a ton of questions about it, and I don't want people to like struggle and like ruin the doll's hair. So I would say stay tuned for a video about that. So all I'm gonna say is I use dish soap and then I condition it. Honestly, with nylon, that's about as much as you need to do, and I feel like it'll lay down really good. Don't boil wash nylon. Please do not boil wash nylon. It's not gonna be fun for you. Like, you're gonna then start complaining about why the hair is all damaged. It's because you boil washed it. At most, use hot water, but that's just about it. But otherwise, once the hair is dried down, like, you have to wait till it's completely dry, then you can use like heating tools like flat irons and curling irons, crimping irons if you'd like to do any hairstyles. I feel like nylon takes really well to heating tools for the most part, and it handles really high temperatures, but not boil washing. Do not boil wash it, please. But yeah, Fianna here, and I think she does look really, really cute. She looks really good. I'm impressed with her, and honestly, I like that they, with the color updates that I feel like they had to do, I'm glad that they also updated the shoes and they updated the shawl a little bit. This shawl is one of my favorite Bratz pieces, honestly. It feels like so classic Bratz to me. All right, here's her second outfit, and it looks pretty faithful to the original, honestly, and I love like this like felt fabric that they've used with like the fringe and the beading down here. Like, it looks really good, and like the belt is electroplated with like a bead in the middle, and it feels like very like well made. It feels very, very faithful to the original, so I love that. I don't know what outfit I'm gonna dress her in because obviously I already have her in the first outfit, but it looks different enough to like display her like that. But also, I've never given her a chance in this outfit, so I don't know. I'm gonna play it by ear, but of course I'll mix and match, and I will post photos on lookinbratz.com for everyone to see. But yeah, I think she's a pretty good reproduction, if not a little better than the original in my opinion. But some people won't want to say that. Some people love to be like die hard, like it has to be the original. But I feel like these are pretty good updates. So moving on, we have Tiana, who has gone through a huge facelift, to say the least. So did I say Tiana or Fianna? Tiana. I hope I said that correctly. So Tiana was never really like a fleshed out character in the past. She made appearances, obviously. She first appeared in the Tokyo Go-Go Collector's Edition line, and she was one of the kimono girls. And she appeared in Welcome to Fabulous, and then her releases after that were kind of like far and few in between, if not. I only feel like the other time she appeared may have been in Bratz Babies, and she appeared in Little Angelz, and then she appeared in the Triplets line with Dana and Maribel. Super random. Nobody considers that release like actually canon, but in that original, her original nickname technically was Elegant Elephant. I know, a little bit of an odd nickname. So they're kind of retconning Tiana's like original backstory, and now she's just Tiana, and her nickname is Hot Sauce. She's never had an icon before, so it's like a cute little like chili pepper. And then on the back, I love her artwork. It is so cute. Like, her original artwork was really good as well, but I love how they kind of 2003ified it. And on the back, it says, "Hey, my name is Tiana, but my friends call me Hot Sauce because my moves are fire on the dance floor." So that's fun, and it kind of like makes her more of like a party girl, I guess. So I do like this update, and we'll get into it, but her face has been completely changed. So let's open her up and we'll compare her to the original, because I do, as a matter of fact, have the original. So let's get into it. She comes with a poster, of course. It makes me so sad to throw out the shells, but I don't need to hold on to the waist. Also, I love how they keep using the tagline, "Best friends never look this good," because honestly, I have to agree. I feel like this is the best that they've looked in a long time. Tiana comes with these red sunnies. I think, they're a different mold. I think her original might have come with these, if not something similar. The brush. Thank you. Thank you. You know it's a good Bratz release when you're having the most difficult time opening it. I really don't want to redo her hair, honestly. Like, my original's hair like was so difficult to like try to replicate because of how far her like side part goes. Like, it goes like so far back in her head that like when you try to do it all, it's a pain. Oh my goodness, she is so pretty. I need to compare her though to the original, because I feel like there's so many like little differences here and there. But here is Tiana, and like let's get a good look at her face. Now, I have to say, I can't tell if this is a completely new screening. It feels like a mix. Like, it reminds me a lot of Secret Date Jade, honestly, but with the open mouth mold, because Secret Date Jade had the closed mouth mold. But they like completely like did a 180 on this girl, because that is not the same girl. That is not the same girl. But I have to say, I think it's an improvement. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the original Tiana. I think she's a cute doll. She's the only doll to have this screening, so she has her own unique face screening back in the day. And I don't know, like, it's a cute screening, but it's not like the best screening in my opinion, and I can see why they kind of like never put it in rotation like the other screenings. Like Bratz screenings, like I feel like people don't realize like there's not as many as people think there are. There's a lot of like reused, and that's part of like what's coming with my website update, is that it's gonna show all of like the how many screenings there were and like how often they were used. So I'm excited to be doing that, but let's not get on that topic too much. So obviously we can see some differences between the original and the reproduction. Of course, the face screening is very, very different. I have to like figure out like if this is based on Secret Date, because it looks so much like Secret Date Jade in the eyes, and I think the lash count. That's how I differentiate a lot, is like the lash count, is that it looks very similar. But the original Tiana has a lot more red in her hair, whereas I feel like it's a little bit more, it's not as apparent with the reproduction. The reproduction uses it a little less, and I kind of prefer that. I kind of like having more black in her hair. And this one has like a sort of, I don't know how to call these bangs, but it's kind of cut like a V-shape bang. Is that what it's called? I'm not sure. I just dropped her earring. Hold up. And the new Tiana has straight cut bangs, but otherwise it looks about styled the same. I had to redo mine, of course, but it's kind of the same concept. Mine is wearing her second top, and it looks a lot like the original. I'll have to like put it on her and compare, of course. Obviously this one is a lot more like the sparkliness. It's a little less sparkly. The straps look about the same. This is not her original fur, by the way. Like, I feel like I should disclaim that, is that this is actually a scrunchie on mine, because I've never been a fan of this fur. Honestly, it was a little too much for me, and I didn't like when I got it used. I'm glad that I have it new now, because I feel like used, like this kind of like fabric kind of freaks me out for some reason. Anyways, the pants obviously are a little different. The belt looks about the same. It looks a little faithful. The belt buckle looks slightly bigger, and the fabric, I think just like it's hard to source the same fabrics as they did in 2005, so the fabric is different. It's a lot more sparkly, like it's more shiny on the new one, and it has more of like a pink purple iridescence on the shiny parts, whereas this is a little bit more toned down. It's more red. They do have the same like studs on the side though, but honestly, like, it's not too much of a difference. I think a lot of people were complaining and saying that this was really pink, but in comparison, it's just really those shiny patches that look more pink to me. Her shoes are like that classic Bratz shoe mold. Mine has the boots on, and the boots look pretty darn faithful to the original boot, I will say. The skirt, I have this skirt somewhere, the original one, I just don't know where I put it. It looks about the same. I think one of my friends pointed out that it's longer than the original. I don't know. I'll be doing posts and stuff with all the clothing, so you already know. You already know. But I have to say, I love her new face screening. The lips, though, were freaking me out at first, because in the photos that came out when they first like debuted this Tiana, they showed her in a Stylecaster article a few months ago now, not too long ago, but they kind of like did like a soft launch of like what this Tiana would look like, and it was so exciting because we got to see her new face screening, and her lips looked a little bit more plump, a little bit more like the original's lips. I have to say though, I do like I don't know, like the lips look similar, but it just looks a little bit more like stretched out, if I'm making sense. Like, I was scared because on some of the leaked photos of like when people were getting like whatever like samples from the factories, the lips looked really stretched out, and I was like, oh goodness, I hope her lips look a little bit more plump than that. Mine do look a little bit more plump, a little bit more bigger, but my friend Emil, he got his early because he got it from an independent toy retailer, and yeah, his looked a little bit more stretched out, but honestly, I think it looks good. Like, it doesn't look too bad. I think it could have looked a lot worse. But I do love her face screening. It looks stunning. Some people were complaining about the glitter makeup. I don't personally care. It would have been cool if she got the shine dots though, like the two little sparkles right there, like her original have. But yeah, overall, again, I like this reproduction. I think she looks good. And in a sense, I love the screening a lot better, and it's nice to have like a new version of this doll. Again, it's another doll that I felt was kind of like unexpectedly reproduced. Like I was a little shocked that they reproduced her. But something that I think a lot of people have been asking for, and it's about time, is that people have wanted a Felicia reproduction. So we've gotten Felicia before, obviously in the past 2 years. We got a holiday Felicia, who was a new doll, and we got Moalola Felicia, who was a new doll. But people have been wanting a reproduction of Felicia, and I feel like it's either been the most well-received thing or the least well-received thing. Like, it's been like a lot of mixed reception about her. People have been going in hard on this doll, and I have to say I disagree with a lot of the critics, quote unquote, because this doll to me looks a lot like the original, and it's so like eerie seeing her like reproduced and like in this box. And it's very exciting as well. And obviously they got rid of a lot of details, but I think that just comes with the fact that they do have to keep it at a $25 price point. Like, it's kind of a given that she was going to come with less. If you were doing a full reproduction of Campfire, that would probably be close to $40 to $45 a doll with inflation. So to get all of this for $25 to me, I think is good. But I know a lot of people disagree. I know a lot of people have done discourse. I just think people need to stop and realize how important Felicia is for a lot of people in the community. And I'm not saying for the people who have wanted her just because she's been this sought after, rare doll, because Felicia has never really been a rare doll. In fact, I think Felicia has always been easy to find. It's just that she's been overpriced. And I feel like that comes with a weird... I hate to put it like this, but I feel like people have, like, in a sense, have fetishized Felicia, and it's a little like concerning, like, seeing that happen. Like, I feel like they fetishized her because of her skin tone, because she is the darkest skin toned Bratz doll, and that's sort of made her like sought after in a sense. And I understand, like, you know, she's a unique character in that sense, but I feel like people have wanted her for a lot of the wrong reasons, and I think that's showed recently for people who have paid up to like $500 to $1,000 for the original Campfire Felicia. That's where we've been seeing a lot of the complaints, and honestly, I think this doll is the best alternative to paying $500. You can get this for $25. Do you know how many Felicias that is? I don't, because I'm bad at math, but I want to say it's 20? Yeah, 20. You can get 20 Felicias for the price of like one used Felicia, and a lot of the times it's these used, beat up Felicias, so $25 for this is a steal to me. And it's pretty faithful just from like looking from the outside in, like looking at this box, like she looks so much like the original to me. And I think that's amazing, especially for people who grew up wanting Felicia, like young Black collectors or just Black collectors in general, who maybe have not had the chance to buy Felicia because of how much there's been like this, she's become like this weird commodity in the Bratz community in a very, very concerning way. And it makes me question the intentions of some people who have like really wanted Felicia, but maybe, and I'm not saying like this is everybody, like I'm sure there are people who like love her design or just want her as a character, but I feel like a lot of it has boiled down to her skin tone, and it's been from a lot of non-Black collectors, so it's weird to me. I know it's weird to a lot of people, but I'm glad that all collectors, including a lot of Black collectors who have wanted Felicia, who saw themselves in Felicia, who were not able to get Felicia because of all the price gouging for her, are now able to buy her at an affordable price. And I feel like that's the beautiful thing. One of the beautiful things about the reproductions is like it's giving fans the opportunity to recollect these pieces of their childhood, or even just like new collectors who just want to be like, you know, collect the dolls, like they get this chance to buy the dolls and get them at an affordable price, and making it accessible to collectors, especially Black collectors who have wanted Felicia for so long. So I'm really happy that they've reproduced Felicia and that they've done her justice, in my opinion, in terms of the screening. I don't know much, like I never had Campfire Felicia, honestly. I was never willing to pay the price for her, and I don't want to give in to the secondhand market, honestly. Like I think the secondhand market has treated Felicia very grossly. And I just hope, I don't think the prices are going to go down, honestly. Like, I think people are going to try to price gouge as much as they can for, like, the original Felicias. But I think, honestly, where you put your money, like, how you spend your money is how it's going to affect the market. And I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a used doll or, like, a doll in general. Very few times have I spent that kind of money on a doll. I've never actually spent $500 on a doll, to be very clear. Even like my unreleased Babies Felicia, I did not spend that much money on her. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm not contributing to that. I would not encourage other people to contribute to the secondhand market in that way, especially when now we have Felicia again for $25. A steal to me. But here she is in the box. And honestly, if she didn't have nylon hair and you had told me that this was an original doll, I would have believed you, honestly. But let's get her out of the box. And I don't have the original Campfire Felicia. I almost got her for $25 in 2021. So I had bought Sweet Dreams Felicia. She was a pretty good deal. But then I saw a lot on eBay pop up and it was $25 and it had 4 dolls. And Campfire Felicia was one of them. She was incomplete, but I paid the $25 and the seller canceled on me and said that they lost the doll. But I don't believe that for a minute. But here is Felicia and she looks so good. She looks so good. Like, I cannot believe this is a doll produced in 2023. I can't believe they reproduced Felicia and they reproduced, like, they did justice, honestly. This is justice for Felicia. And the screening looks so on point. So she has the Slumber Party Chloe screening, and the rumor around the street is that Slumber Party is getting reproduced either at the end of this year or sometime early next year. So now we do know that they have the spray mask for Chloe's screening and that it's gonna look pretty. It's gonna be a pretty screening. But here she is. I have had these pants before, and I have to be honest, I don't know how I got the original pair of pants. But I think they look pretty good. They look pretty faithful to the original. The top looks like it is different from the original based off of like pictures and stuff. The shoes look pretty the same to me. They do have the fur cuffs that the original had. Okay, here is Felicia's coat. It comes separately in the box. And it looks pretty good. I don't honestly know what the construction of her original coat was like. I don't want to put this on her quite yet, so I'll do pictures and I'll put it on the Look and Bratz blog. But I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. And so with this reproduction, it is not a completely faithful reproduction. So Felicia's original doll, aside from like accessories and stuff, it also came with a set of pajamas. So all the Campfire dolls had pajamas so that when they went camping and they slept in the tent and everything, they had pajamas. And Felicia's pajamas did not come with this set, although I know a lot of people have been ordering them from like AliExpress. Don't ask me for a link because I don't even have the link. I haven't ordered the pajamas. I don't know if I ever will order the pajamas. But she comes with a different second outfit. So she did come with this yellow top. Her original doll does have this. And Yasmin comes with a similar top that says Bratz Lodge on it. But Felicia also comes with a yellow top. And this is like a reproduction of that one. It comes alongside her pajamas. But then she doesn't come with the pajamas, obviously. But she comes with a skirt. And this is Campfire Chloe's skirt, surprisingly enough. And it's supposed to make like a new outfit for Felicia. And I kind of like that concept better than the pajamas, in my opinion, only because we've never really had Felicia in like her own style. I would say we've had her style in themes, but we've never had her style in Like, what is her, like, fashion passion? Like, what would she wear on a normal basis? Because I don't think a lot of people would wear this on a normal basis. So to have a bit more of, like, a casual outfit for Felicia, I appreciate that. But her second pair of shoes are her slumber party shoes. So it's, yeah, her pajama shoes. But here they are. I might at some point swap them out for like a different set of shoes, but they don't look bad, honestly. It's just the vibe of the second outfit is a little funny to me. Like when you put it all together. But I think she'll look pretty okay in it, honestly. But here's Felicia. And I also never read her back thing. I feel like I got too much like on my I had to say a lot about the reproduction. But here is the back of her box. Her artwork looks really good, and I do wish, I feel like the original had like the tendrils in the front, like the front little like pieces of hair hanging out, and I want to do that to her. I don't like how it's just like the two pigtails braided. I want to do the little, I think her original had the pieces in the front. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can kind of see in the artwork the hair is a little bit more loose on the top. And Felicia has always had the nickname Glam Gecko, but she's never had an icon. So this is her brand new icon, and it's a little gecko with lips. I think it's adorable, honestly. And her description says, "Hey, my name is Felicia. My friends call me Glam Gecko because I'm an outdoorsy gal who also loves to dress it up." So I'm glad that they're fleshing out the personalities more, especially Felicia's personality, because she's always been just like a side character. So to see the characters coming back and having a little bit more of personality, biographies, that kind of thing, I enjoy seeing that. Now, I don't have Campfire Felicia, but I do have Sweet Dreams Felicia. And I feel like some people were concerned about the skin tone on the new Felicia. I feel like it's just like her original doll has a bit more of a warmer tone, and the new Felicias have had more of a cool tone to the skin tone. So I'll do pictures and stuff where you can sort of see them, but otherwise there's like no similarities between those two dolls, aside from it being Felicia. But yeah, we have Miss Felicia. I think she looks really good. I'm happy to have like a Campfire Felicia in my collection now because I always wanted her. And I love the Campfire line, and as much as I would have loved to have seen a reproduction of it, I'll take the Felicia. I'll take Felicia, it's fine. I think it's unrealistic to expect reproductions of every Bratz line. And I think at this point, I think they gotta move into a new territory for Bratz and like ditch the reproductions almost, or like slow down, do 1 or 2 reproductions a year. And I think it's time for Bratz to shift into new playline. Like, I think it's about time. We'll give it a little bit of, I'll give it another year before they switch it up. But lastly, we have Koby. I mean, not lastly, because we're also going to open the chair in this video. But Koby is a reproduction of his new cool doll from 2003. They also have updated his artwork. It's kind of funny looking. It's cute, but it's also a little funny. But yeah, here's Koby. I've never seen his hair without the hat, so I'm interested in seeing that. So let's open him up. Oh, also the back says, "Hey, my name is Koby. His nickname is the Panther. His icon is the same. He's always had an icon. The Bratz call me the Panther because I'm always on the prowl for new inspiration." Okay. Work. Whoa. So kind of like the previous 2 boys series reproductions, he comes with a pair of sunglasses. This is like a cool kind of like transparent orangey yellow shade with a silver rim. He comes with the classic boys comb, and also I realized I never showed you the poster, but his poster is like an individualized poster, and it's just him with his new artwork. That's it. That's the tweet. All right, here's Koby. And his hair... Okay, here's his hair underneath. I don't know if I want to touch it. Maybe I'll just leave it under his hat. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, I should probably do pictures of it though, so we'll rip it off now. All right, here's Koby's hair underneath. It seems like a classic Koby style, honestly. His face looks really good. I feel like it's hard to mess up the boys, honestly. And they finally have gone over to the 2003 side of things. So obviously Cameron and Dylan had the 2002 sculpt because the boys had a different sculpt in 2002 than they did in 2003. So now we have the 2003 sculpt on the boy's head. The body is the 2003 sculpt, and I have to be honest, I don't know the difference between the 2002 boy's body and the 2003 boy's body because they did not use the 2003 boy's body until, I want to say, 2018 Cameron. But the whole time, like during the Bratz prime, going into before 2010, they always used the 2002 body. It's stamped 2002, except for Brayden, who has his own body sculpt. And so I never knew what made it a 2002 and a 2003 body, unless it's like sculpted differently, or if there's like maybe a different molding process. I don't know, but it's been interesting to me because I don't know. I really don't. But here he is. Here's his first outfit. It's very Koby. He always kind of gives me like a cool, nerdy vibe, honestly. He does come with a hat, and he also comes with a second outfit, which looks pretty cute, so I might dress him up in it. All right, here's his second outfit. It's cute. I like the belt buckle. It has stars on it. I should mention the vest and the shirt are not separate. These are like one piece. They're sewed together. I don't know if it was originally like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, honestly. But I don't know if a lot of people even care. I feel like the boys are held to such low standards. Like, nobody fully cares about the boys, but it's nice that they're reproducing them, honestly. Like, I think Bratz Boys played an important part in, like, boy fashion dolls on the market. Like, they've always, like, there's never been, like, a really big attention or care to boys fashion dolls because, like, we're kind of seeing it with, like, the current Barbie movie marketing. It's like, she's everything and he's just Ken. Like, boys have never like had like the special attention and care, and I feel like MGA always had a care for the Bratz boys. They always like wanted to dress them nicely. They've always like been just like well-made boy dolls, which I feel like is kind of rare on the doll market. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I feel like the way that people treat Bratz dolls and Bratz boys dolls is kind of similar to like actual society. Like, the boys are held to such low standards, but the girls have to be everything and more in order to be respected. I don't know, think about it. I think I'm onto something. But here are the shoes. I feel like nobody fully cares. No offense. Like, I love Koby, he's cool. So yeah, that's Koby. And the very last thing that we are going to unbox is the Bratz Funky Fashion Furniture Retro Swing Chair. Now, this has been a very anticipated re-release, and some people didn't believe it even though it was confirmed, but whatever. Nobody listens to me. Funky Fashion Furniture, it looks very like the box design is pretty much the same as the original box design. It's only missing like 2 accessories, I think, and it's just like the pen and the notebook, and honestly, I don't care. And if we are getting Slumber Party reproductions, we'll get the pen and notebook there. But here it is. There's been some slight changes with the design. So the back of the box actually features not Series 3 Dina and Fianna, but it's kind of like the original versions, I want to say, of those dolls. Because you can see Fianna doesn't have her headband in the final release, but she has it in this picture here. But it's whatevs. But I want to say I love the Funky Fashion Furniture like box design, but also like the logo and stuff, because it like mimics a couch. And I love this font that they chose, and I love the shapes. The shapes of the box always are just so satisfying to me. Like, because Bratz is like all about like shapes and like funky shapes, honestly. And I've always loved that. I've loved the trapezoid shape box. I love how, like, even, like, when they don't do trapezoid shape boxes, they always, like, try to switch it up a little bit and give us something, like, funky. Wow, I just ruined this box. I was trying to be super careful, and I ruined the box. Oh, well. Oh, well, the tape is, like, really on here, so it's gonna, like, rip off the cardboard. If you're, like, a box preserver like I am, to some extent, yeah. Yeah. Here it is. The chair. And oh, it feels nice. It's very fluffy. I love the little, when they put cardboard dolls in like this, So growing up not having a lot of dolls, especially when I was first getting into Bratz, I didn't have like physical Bratz dolls. So I loved printing out paper dolls from the internet. So this kind of reminds me of that. Also the back, it's like tied up like this in the back, like very intricately. So I'm just gonna snip it with scissors. There we go. Oh, it's on the bottom too. It looks like a powder puff. I also have to say I love the background like design. Like I love Bratz. I love Bratz. I love Bratz. Bratz packaging design is like peak design to me. I know some people will disagree, but it's fine because I'm a Bratz fan. And I will disagree right back at you. But okay, we have the cushion. We have the chair, of course. And so my original chair, like I bought used. So like this metal is like it's not metal, it's like electroplated. It's not real metal, it's just plastic that's been electroplated. So it's prone to like scratching and stuff. And my original is, it's a little scratched up, like not too bad. But here's my original compared to the new one. And I have to say, the difference here is very clear. So the plastic on mine looks a little bit more cloudy, and the glitter specks are like on the outside, whereas the glitter specks on this one are like in the plastic, and it looks a little bit more like metallic-y, if that makes sense. Whereas this looks like kind of like when you would like put glitter on like an art project. Mine looks more cloudy because the plastic, I think it's just been about 20 years since this one came out. So the plastic and like the electroplated plastic looks a little bit more like it's been through it. This one looks brand new, of course. I have to say, I really like the new fur color. Like this is more of like a plush pink, I would say, like a nice light baby pink. Whereas this is a little bit more dark, and I'm liking the new pink, honestly. And here are the footstools. Obviously, this one looks more plush. This one is like fuzzy, but it's a darker color. I like the reproduction a lot. I think reproducing this was a really smart move because this piece is going to be versatile. This does not have to go to just Bratz dolls. You can use this for quite literally any doll. Maybe, would it work for Barbie? I'm not sure. She might be a little bit too tall. Some Barbies it could work for, like the shorter Barbies. But like this could work for like Monster High, like Draculaura potentially. This could work for like a variety of doll brands. Like it's just a cool doll furniture piece that doesn't have to be like tied to Bratz. So honestly, pretty good reproduction. The plastic is also a little bit more of like a pink tint, whereas the other one was more of like a clear. I like the reproduction a lot though. Like this is really cute. Like it's a versatile furniture doll piece. I could see people like buying this, like even people who don't collect Bratz. I think this could be like a cool little investment, especially if you want to like upgrade your like doll display. Like I think that'd be really cute. But that's it. Like I've unboxed all of these. Now I have to like, I'm gonna do their hair. I'm gonna take photos, more photos of them. I've already taken so many boxed photos of them. But you already know, you can expect a ton of content coming from me. Also, my garbage bag is in the shot. Goodbye. Ton of content coming from me. This video was pretty long, but this is an exciting release, so I'm gonna excuse myself. But I really do like these reproductions. Like I'm even more impressed with this batch of reproductions than I was with the Series 2 reproductions. And I feel like honestly, if they just continue on this path, the Bratz brand can kind of get another taste of what it used to be back in the day. And that excites me a lot as a Bratz fan. And I'm not just saying that, like, I get the product sent to me for free, sure. I am a Bratz fan at heart, but if I dislike the dolls, if I wasn't feeling them, I would have said so. I have to say, as a Bratz fan, a long time Bratz fan. I've been a Bratz fan for probably 16 years at this point. And I've stuck with the Bratz brand through a lot of reboots, a lot of changes, a lot of good changes, a lot of bad changes, a lot of in-between changes. And I have to say, at this point in the brand's history, I feel like this is their strongest they've been in a long time. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to accept that, But that's my opinion, honestly, but I do think it is the truth at the end of the day. Even if I'm getting the dolls for free, even if I have somewhat of a relationship with people on the Bratz team at MGA, that won't stop me from being truthful. And just to tell the truth, this is a strong line. This is a strong batch of reproductions, and honestly, it makes me so hopeful for the future of the brand. And I've said that over and over, is that I'm so hopeful of like what this brand can do in the future, and I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to see what they can do in the next few years. And honestly, I see a bright future for Bratz, and that's me not knowing much, honestly. But this set of reproductions, like, we can talk about the future as much as we want to, but I think we gotta live in the moment. And I think we gotta check out the reproductions, live with the reproductions, and honestly, I think it does show a bright future for the Bratz, but I feel like we can't harp on the future too much, because that is in the future, and this is the current. And honestly, for the current, I'm happy. I'm very happy with the current state of Bratz. Do I want more for the Bratz? Of course. Do I want better? To an extent. I feel like they already are like on a better path, but I do feel like they can do even better than this, and I'm so excited to see what they're able to pull off and manage. But I'm loving this, and honestly, it's a little hard for me to pick a favorite. I have to say, I love Dana. I think Dana's really cool. Really impressed with her. Fianna's really cute. I do love Tiana a lot, I have to say. Tiana kind of blew me away with her screening. Felicia looks gorgeous. Like, this is such a solid line. And of course, they're a little bit random. Like, they're all going to like different places. These two could be going to a party. These two could be a bit more casual, if you want to take it that way. But honestly, a good reproduction line. And Koby's good too. Koby's cool. Stay there. But that's it. That's it from me. I'm really impressed with this line, and if I had to recommend any, I would say Tiana for sure, because she is very different. I would recommend them all. Like, that's so hard. That is really hard. I feel like Felicia is a definite recommendation, especially if you've never had a chance to have a Felicia before. This is a great opportunity to get one, and a very faithful one at that. I got warned about this. If you hold them by the shoes, like, they're gonna pop off. Pop off. But yeah, I love this reproduction line, and I'm so excited to see what more comes from Bratz. But for now, I'm going to enjoy these reproductions, and these, I don't know exactly where they're gonna be sold, and I wish I had more information, honestly, because I was under the impression that Series 2 was going to be sold in more stores last year, and they were not. So that was a little disappointing, because I think Series 2 was a really good reproduction line as well. But I can say, like, at least Amazon and LOLsurprise.com, which is MGA's official direct-to-buy website, those are definitely places where they're going to be sold. Internationally, probably like Myer in Australia, Canada, GameStop, and honestly, I don't know where else. So if you're asking me where they're going to be sold in your country, I'm going to say I don't know. So just saving you the trouble now, I really don't know. I wish I had more information. I wish I was able to keep track of that, but I cannot. I am one person. Just putting that very bluntly out there. Amazon, LOLsurprise.com are your best bets, to be honest. I do hope these get sold. I hope they come to Target. I feel like Target would be a great place to sell these. I think they would sell very well in Target, and I hope they sell them at Macy's again. So Toys R Us and Macy's, get it together, order some new Bratz, because that was the hot spot for Bratz in the US last year. So I'm hoping we get that again. Otherwise, I don't know where these are going to be sold, but get them all you can, because Series 2 and GNO have started selling out in a lot of places at the moment, at least in the US. So get these while you can. I would say get them within the next year if you are very interested in getting them. But yeah, that's it from me. I'm happy. I'm excited. I have a lot of content to make now, so I'm gonna go do that. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, despite it being super long, like super duper long. But well worth it. We got a lot to say. We got a lot to talk about. Make sure to follow me on all socials at lookinbratz. Hold the G on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Check out lookinbratz.com. I am going to post my Series 3 review with tons of pictures, more details, a written review on lookinbratz.com/blog. And again, no G in there. Do not put the G in there. Please leave it leave it alone. Leave it alone. And check out lookinbratz.com. Exciting updates, I say that a lot, are coming. And make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Bratz and doll content. Also, check out the Bratz 2023 Master Post on lookinbratz.com for all of the latest Bratz news and for a list of upcoming Bratz releases. Plus, I do put Amazon links on there, so check that out. And otherwise, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Ooh, I talk a lot.